What's up, my beautiful, beautiful soul family, my beautiful love and life family? Happy Sunday, happy weekend. I pray that you guys are feeling amazing, in good spirits, and that you have had an enjoyable and restful weekend. Marriage and astrology. What does marriage have to do with astrology? Let's talk about it real quick. So, this is just my professional opinion based on my personal experience, also, and from hundreds and hundreds of charts that I've analyzed over the years. All right. If you have any malefics to your seventh house and to your Venus, it is strongly suggested that you wait until after your Saturn return to get married. Now, I would throw in the 8th house as well, and I also would throw in the 12th house, but I would start with my Venus and with the 7th house. So, an example of a malefic to the 7th house would be Saturn, the ruler of your 7th house being in Saturn, Saturn sitting in the 7th house, or especially if you have the South Node or K2, if you resonate with Vedic astrology, if K2 or the South Node is sitting in your 7th house, that is considered a malefic to that house. A malefic to your Venus sign would be not Cancer, um, a Capricorn Venus, because that's ruled by Saturn. Virgo Venus does not do well in Venus. That is considered a malefic as well. If you have any harsh aspects to your Venus, that is considered a malefic. There's a few other examples, but I just wanted to start with those. If you have Saturn next to Venus, Saturn squaring Venus, something like that, especially if you have Venus squaring Mars, you have to be extremely careful when it comes to marriage, because again, the way that you're set up, you have deeper lessons in love that you have to learn before you get married. So if you get married before that Saturn return and you have not mastered the lessons in that part of your life that you needed to learn, chances are you're going to end up divorced. If you do stay in that marriage that you're not supposed to be in, it's going to end up being extremely tumultuous, and you're going to feel like a prisoner. Literally, you're going to feel like a prisoner. So again, look at those placements. If you have those malefics to your Venus or to your 7th house, um, is just suggested, and it's just a suggestion. Like I said, you have free will. You do what you want with your life. I'm not here to tell y'all what to do. Y'all know I'm not the moral police. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but based on the charts that I've analyzed over the years, this is just my professional opinion. All right. Your 7th house is your house of open enemies. All right. So that's another reason why you have to be careful when you're getting into a marriage partner. And then I said the 8th house and I said the 12th house. The reason why I say the 12th house, I say the 12th house because the 12th house is the house of your hidden enemies and the house of losses. So let's just say you got Saturn there, or you got, let's just say, Venus in your 12th house. You have to be very careful when you get married, because that Venus is sitting in a house that that energy is just, the 12th house is already a malefic house. So if you have Venus, it's Venus struggles in a 12th house. So I want you to be careful when you are entering into a marriage. If you have Venus there, you really have to work hard to overcome the challenges in that part of your life. So again, that's just another aspect to look out for when it comes to getting married. I also threw in the 8th house because the 8th house is the house of shared resources, shared assets, okay? And it's also the house of your in-laws. So if you have any malefics to the 8th house, you have to watch out. You have to be careful when you get married. You really, really have to, especially if you have planets in your 8th house, you have to really, really, really dig deep when it comes to getting married and your marriage partner, because this is going to show the type of assets that you and your partner will have, whether you share them, whether you don't share them. Is also going to show what type of in-laws you have. So I'm gonna use me as an example, y'all. I mean, I got some jacked up stuff. We all got jacked up stuff in our chart. I got some jacked up stuff in my chart. But an example of the eighth house, um, malefic to the eighth house would be, I have a Gemini eighth house, and I have Mars there. So I already know that no matter who I marry, it don't matter what race, background, nationality he is, what part of the country, what part of the world he is, I'm always going to have ghetto in-laws that like to fight. This is how it is. I got Mars in the eighth house. I'm always gonna have ghetto in-laws that like to fight. So it's just what it is. That's just how my Mars is set up. That's just how my eighth house is set up. He can be the sweetest, kindest man. He can treat me like a queen, but it's gonna come with some drama. The in-laws is gonna come with some drama. And then also, a lot of people are not even set up for marriage. But again, that's something I would never tell someone. If somebody comes to me and asks me to analyze their chart and they want to know if they're set up for marriage, I would never tell them no. I would never, yeah, I would never tell them no. Um, I can't live with that karma. I could never live with the karma of telling somebody you're not set up for marriage. You're never going to get married. I would never do that. But if you come to me and you say, Tan, I don't think I'm meant for marriage. I don't think I'm ever going to get married. I just don't feel it. It's just not in me. Maybe you come from a background or a culture where marriage is a priority, and maybe your family is pressuring you to get married, and you come to me and say, Tan, I really don't want to get married. I just want to be free. I just want to live my best single life. I just want to, work and focus in on my life work and my career and da 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 da. And I just don't feel it. And I'll tell you, okay, yeah, girl, or whatever, whatever. You're not meant to be married. You're not set up for marriage. Maybe a relationship of convenience, but not marriage. But other than that, I would never tell somebody, no, you're just not meant for marriage. But again, that's got to be a part of your planetary alignment. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it here. And until next time, bye. Enjoy your weekend.